Hey everyone, welcome to Ajay and Nathan Discuss Movies, a show in which we discuss movies both old and new. Today, blast from the past, we're
Yeah.
discussing two films that were released in the 2000s in honor of the new movie coming out later this summer.
Yeah.
And what are those two movies called, Nathan?
It's Fantastic Four and then Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer, both directed by Tim Story.
Acclaimed filmmaker Tim Story.
Acclaimed auteur Tim Story.
And obviously, we can go by the plots one by one.
Yeah.
I think we can both agree that these plots really bleed into one another.
They kind of do, yeah.
I was watching this earlier yesterday, and it felt like one big movie.
Yeah, but like, not in a good way, but in a this is too long kind of way,
Yeah.
and nothing is happening.
Which is weird because the average runtime for both movies is like 90 minutes.
Yeah. Both shockingly short and concise, but they feel so much longer.
Yeah. So, what movie should we discuss the plot first? Should we discuss the first one?
Yeah, let's start with the first one.
Fantastic Four,
Might
2005.
as well. Should we tell people what that movie's about?
Yeah, I mean, I think if
Yeah.
you're watching this, you kind of already know what Fantastic Four is.
Yeah, group of astronauts go up into space to do astronaut stuff. There's a big science storm, and they return home with superpowers, and and it goes from there. The Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, I think there was like also a movie that was released back in the 90s.
Yes, there's a Roger Corman production that I think it was supposed to be like a write-off of some sorts. It was just so whoever owned those rights could keep them. I have not seen it, but from what I hear, it's a competently made cheap movie. There's been so many Fantastic Four movies. And then there's the Josh Trank one that exists.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Say that again.
I think that movie was what got me into watching movie reviews online.
Oh.
I think it was released back when I was like, 15 or 16 years old, and I just remember seeing YouTuber after YouTuber just crapping on the movie,
Tearing it to shreds.
and then I watched the movie. I was like, I mean, before I watched the movie, I was like, okay, this movie can't be that bad. And then I watched it. I was like, oh, I see what those reviewers were saying.
Yeah, no, it's pretty bad. It's pretty not great. I did try to watch that after watching these other twos and was just, this just ain't it.
Yeah.
This does not fit at all.
We're kind of jumping the gun, but let's talk about the first movie, because I remember watching this back when I was a kid, when I was like 6, maybe when I was 6 years old or 7 years old.
I remember owning like action figures and like Happy Meal toys from them, so I think we both have some kind of nostalgia for the first movie.
And it kind of does take me back to that time of like, oh, I got to go to Blockbuster on a Friday night and get Dippin' Dots ice cream and listen to my iPod Classic. You know, it kind of reminds me of those days.
Brings me back to like just channel surfing and then hitting FX, and FX is like, coming up next after Justified, Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer. It's like brings you back to kind of a warm, comfy time.
To those, rose-colored Spike TV days.
Ah, Spike TV.
But yeah, Fantastic Four 2005. How did you feel about this movie in retrospect?
It's not terrible. It's not god-awful, but it's also just very mediocre. It's boring. It's a very boring kind of movie. I've never seen one of these like pre-MCU Marvel movies trying so hard to be like Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. I feel like this movie's trying really hard to like recapture that kind of essence, that fun, that sense of imagination from those first three like Spider-Man movies, and just it does not reach it at all. It tries, and that's the biggest compliment I can give it, is that it tries, and I think that extends to the second movie as well. Both these movies are trying, they're just failing, and that's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to try, but fail.
Yeah, I mean, my thoughts are kind of the inverse of yours. It's a
Okay.
terrible, god-awful film. That's four children, and that I enjoyed as a kid. But I can admit that this is for kids, and it's fine. It's fine. I realized that I'm out of that age range of liking Fantastic Four. A few months ago, and this is maybe just my overall way of talking about the new Fantastic Four movie, but a few months ago I said I was very excited to watch the new Fantastic Four movie. Now I realize watching these movies, maybe it's a relic of its time. Maybe it's a relic of its time, and maybe I've just simply aged out of it, because the same enthusiasm and curiosity that I had to watch the new Fantastic Four movie, after watching these two movies that we're discussing today, I don't have that same enthusiasm anymore.
I don't think I had much enthusiasm about the new one. There's elements to it that look interesting, like it's a 60s aesthetic and stuff like that. It's like, that looks like an interesting way to take it, but beyond that, it doesn't look like much more than just, it's another Marvel movie. And who knows? It could be surprisingly good. This is kind of like they're putting all your eggs in one basket situation, where it's like, we've got to make Fantastic Four work, otherwise we're kind of dead. And it's weird, like, we're not even really talking about the first movie, just about Fantastic Four just like as a concept.
Yeah.
It should be easy, but they've tried it like 4 or 5 times and it's never worked.
Yeah, and it's basically because of the fact that they tried to make Fantastic Four the flavor of the month when it came to movies. Like, you mentioned Sam Raimi. Dr. Von Doom is basically just a one-to-one comparison to Green Goblin.
He really is. Oh my god, right down to his board, like, voting him out.
Yeah, and not only
so
that,
funny.
but like crashing out over his assistant. I thought at one point he was going to say back to formula with his assistant. Even when you look at the Fantastic movie in 2015, that's basically just trying to recapture the Nolan essence that was out there.
The, like, it's grounded and it's dark and it's gritty, but you're doing that with Fantastic Four.
You're dealing with a character that stretches.
Yeah. It's silly. It's dumb goofy.
And I mean, you can, like, the thing is that, like, it's goofy in its own right. Like, it's cool. Like, it's cool when you think about it. But, like, when you have Dr. Von Doom overseeing these 4 astronauts, and that's your introduction into the movie, is just Sue Storm, Mr. Fantastic, and Dr. Von Doom all in the same setting. It's like, okay, well, this is weird.
Yeah,
like,
they have a weird little love triangle.
This is very much a serendipitous kind of introduction, and I don't mean serendipitous in a glowing way. I mean it in a very, like, critical way, because, like, it is weird to see that we're introduced to our villain, to our main character, all in one setting.
It feels rushed, that first movie, because I don't even think it opens with, like, any like title sequence or anything. It's just, it starts and it's Mr. Fantastic and the Thing before he is thinged, and he's just like, I can't believe you're going to Victor Von Doom to get your expedition to space funded, and blah blah blah. It moves very fast. I will say, though, I want to say some nice things. I think the cast is pretty okay.
I think the cast
in the first movie
is good for what they're given with.
Yeah.
And you can definitely see in the first movie, more so in the second movie for me, the chemistry between the cast.
Yeah, they nail that chemistry, that camaraderie between them. Johnny! Most of the better moments are when they're just, all together, just kind of hanging out. And in the first movie's case, the entire thing is just all of them hanging out. No real action to speak of. Like, there's the one scene where they cause a pileup on a bridge, and then the rest of the movie, and then they fight Dr. Doom.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the whole movie.
I mean, obviously, it's easy to, like, retrospect and think, like, okay, how do we Monday morning quarterback this? But I do think that, like, the introduction of Dr. Von Doom in the first movie. I feel like he's way too powerful to be viewed in the first movie.
I don't understand what his powers are exactly. He shoots lightning and he's metal. I don't know anything about...
Or his motivation or what he's trying to set out to
do. He wants to ruin that Reed Richards for cucking him. Or something like that. He has the Green Goblin motivation of, they've taken everything I've built. Do you know how much I've sacrificed?
Yeah, but at least with that motivation, it was clear.
It was very clear.
And
Green
Sam
Goblin
Raimi did a great job in terms of showing the more human side of Willem Dafoe's character.
Yeah.
This, it's like, okay, he gets a little bit of a scratch on his face.
Yeah.
And that's the motivation. This billionaire CEO gets a little scratch on his face.
He's becoming metal. He's becoming metal, and it makes him crazy.
He deals with alopecia, and that's what we have to side with him for.
That's your villain. He's just a mustache twirler. That's really it. He's mad. Doctor Doom. I know nothing about the comic character really. I know he's like a king or something in the no, he's a CEO in this, and it's whatever.
They tried to reintroduce him in the second movie.
Yeah, it's weird when he comes back in the second movie. It's just, all of a sudden, he's just like, well, I'm back, but I'm not evil this time, even though everybody knows, like, yeah, he's going to be the last fight. He's going to be the villain because he's Doctor Doom.
Hey, why spend Christmas Eve waiting for some extra fat white dude to come busting through the ceiling when you could spend Christmas Eve with yours truly, the super villain, Doom?
Yeah.
There's nothing good this guy is gonna do.
Would you say the action sequences were better in the second movie than the first movie?
I'd say there's at least more action in the second movie, and that it's at least interesting to watch. It's not the most phenomenally, like, directed spectacle I've ever seen, but it is at least like, oh, there's stuff happening. The bulk of that first movie is just them in the apartment being told they can't leave while they just, like, do stuff with their powers. That's all that's really happening. The only action scene in that first movie, Johnny goes to the X Games. That's it. There's your action. The rest is Mr. Fantastic walking in on the Invisible Woman naked.
Yeah.
An inordinate amount of times.
Yeah, it was either Johnny at the X Games or Johnny racing Maria Menounos down a ski slope.
Yep. There's your sick superhero action. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. I mean, in terms of, like, the second movie, because, I mean, obviously, like, it's easy to, like, say, hey, well, we'll discuss the first movie and then the second movie, but I feel like...
They bleed into one another.
So it's like, might as well just discuss both movies at the same time.
At the same time, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like in the second movie, people, critically, the second movie is viewed better than the first movie. I disagree. I think the first movie is better.
I want to hear your thoughts on that.
Because I feel like they knew the tone. They understood that this movie is for kids, basically.
Yeah.
And maybe for adults to, like, snicker at the humor here and there.
For adults to watch Jessica Alba get naked for the 9th time on screen.
I feel as if with the second movie, it was very rushed. It was basically just
I feel that, yeah.
Spider-Man 3, but even worse.
Yeah.
And I like Spider-Man 3. But I think with the introduction of the Silver Surfer, there's not much there for us to really side with. Galactus is not an actual sentient being.
No, he's a fart cloud.
Yeah.
He's a space cloud.
Yeah.
That's it. And I'll give it to the new one. It seems they're going to make him a big purple pimp looking motherfucker, which I'm down with.
Wait, Galactus is in the new movie?
Yeah, it's going to be the new one. That made you so mad.
Just give us a horrible villain for the first one, and then like work your way up to the better ones. Like, why is there this, like, sudden need to have the best villains be in the first movie?
That's a good point.
Why? Like, you got to build yourself. Like, if they're just a new team, if you're creating a new adaptation where we're gonna have to see the same space experiment gone wrong, and they get their powers. Wouldn't it make sense for them to fight, like, the C-list villain?
Oh, Namor?
or whatever it may be. It doesn't matter.
Start with a smaller threat before going to a big world-ending event.
Because you can't just get your powers in the first 30 minutes and then an hour later you're fighting the biggest, baddest villain. It's like, it doesn't make any sense. Like practically, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of let down by that.
I'm sorry, but he's gonna be big and purple, and I think that'll be funny to see.
It'll be funny. But that's why I prefer the first one over the second one.
Yeah,
is because of the fact that there weren't that many villains in it. It was just Dr. Von Doom. Yes, the inclusion of Dr. Von Doom was very rushed, most definitely. But we're not bogged down by a wedding sequence.
No.
By Sue Storm dying or passing out, and we have to feign interest in it as if this was a very seminal moment for them. It's not. We were rushed into liking this group. And I felt like the chemistry in the first movie between the cast was better than the second one.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. I think the product of that first movie having no like superhero action and mostly just them hanging out in their apartment, it's kind of a like double-edged sword situation where it's like there's not much action happening, but a lot of it is like nice character moments. And like I think that little montage of them hanging out in the apartment and like, I don't know, Johnny Storm is trying to like put shaving cream on the thing's face. It's cute. It's cute and it's nice. These nice little character moments.
You mentioned Sam Raimi, but also I felt as if this movie really made me remember Adam West's Batman series.
Of course, Robin. Even crime fighters must eat. And especially you. You're a growing boy and you need your nutrition.
I can see why you'd say that, because it's corny.
It's corny and cheesy, and they understand that, like, there's not much fighting in it.
No.
But they did the best that they could, given with what they had.
Yeah,
which is a $100 million budget. But still, I mean, it felt like an Adam West Batman
It's practically an independent film.
Yeah.
I think what's interesting about the first movie is, I was just looking at trivia, and apparently that first movie had to go through like extensive rewrites because I think previously kind of another Fantastic Four movie came out before it, The Incredibles.
Oh, yeah.
And apparently a lot of The Incredibles, a lot of what happens there was similar to the original Fantastic Four script. And so they had to like rush to be like, we can't make this like The Incredibles.
We can't make it like an actual good movie, so we'll make it as a B movie.
Yeah, as just kind of corny crap, which if you go into it expecting corny crap, there's still some entertaining stuff in that first. If you shut off your brain kind of and just like if it's on in the background, it's not terrible.
No, I mean, I can understand why there were so many reruns of this on like Spike TV.
Oh yeah,
FX
has the movies.
This is the perfect laundry movie to just like.
That's a good way to describe it. Yeah.
You know, you just put this on in the background. You do your laundry. You peep in periodically, and you realize, oh yeah, there's not much that's going with this movie or going on with this movie, so I'll watch it. Because I don't need to intently watch it as if it's like Rebecca by Hitchcock or something.
No,
it's not Rebecca by Hitchcock.
It's definitely not a Hitchcock movie. We can say Fantastic Four, not a Hitchcock movie.
You may disagree with our thoughts on this review, but you can at least admit that this is not Vertigo or something. This is not the Chungking Express.
North by Northwest.
Yeah. Not From Dusk Till Dawn, you know?
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I mean, is there much to say?
I don't know. How long have we been talking for?
I think for 10 minutes.
Oh my God, what? That long?
Yeah, 17 minutes.
Okay. I have some other stuff that I could say.
Sure.
I will say a big positive of both the movies, it's really just a singular performance. It's Michael Chiklis as the Thing.
He was really good.
He's easily the best parts of both these movies, both his performance, and I love the practical suit that they give him. I think it looks really amazing, and just I compare that directly to the brief shots we've seen of the new Thing, and it's like obviously they're gonna make it a big CGI mo-capped creature, and that's something I can accept, but I don't know, if you put the two side by side, I'm gonna prefer one over the other. Same thing with the Silver Surfer. His look is a practical suit.
Is it?
Yeah, no, at least in the scenes when he's like tied up, just like in the government facility. That's a practical suit that they have. I think it's Doug Jones in, and it looks really good. And I directly compare that to what footage we've seen of the Silver Surfer in the new movie, and it's a CGI lady who looks like a CGI lady, and it's like I can accept that's how it's gonna look, but when I compare the two, I greatly prefer one over the other just because it looks better to my eyes. Something real and tangible.
Yeah, even though the Thing was not a human, he definitely played the most human role out of the Fantastic Four.
He's the heart of the movie and the entire team.
Yeah, I mean, when you see his overall interactions with his wife and the fact that his wife put down the wedding ring.
Oh my God.
That was heart-wrenching.
That was so mean.
I know.
That was like terrible. Like that entire 40 minutes is just kind of miserable from the Thing's perspective, because everyone just gets like cool kind of superpowers, and he's turned into a rock.
Yeah.
And then his wife leaves him. He tries to commit suicide, starts a dangerous pileup on a bridge, and his wife just drops her ring in the middle of the highway. It's like, Jesus Christ. Give this guy a W, for Christ's sake.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there are issues with this film, but I hope that with the new MCU film, which I don't think they're going to do, but I hope they embrace the corny and cheesy elements of the Fantastic Four, because it is a corny and cheesy concept. 4 astronauts going to space, things don't go out their way, they turn into creatures and monsters.
Yeah, they come back with superpowers that vaguely, relate to their personalities.
Yeah.
Like Johnny's a hothead, Mr. Fantastic's stretching himself too thin, Ben's a big hulking monster, and then there's the woman. We don't see her very much.
Yeah, and since the new Fantastic Four film is under the same distributor and production company as The Incredibles, just take the script from The Incredibles and incorporate it with the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, Incredibles is basically the best iteration of Fantastic Four there is, and it's essentially a big parody of superheroes. It's one of those, we should have, why didn't we review The Incredibles? In hindsight, I'm just like, damn, we haven't done a Pixar movie.
Well, because everyone knows Incredibles is a good movie.
That's a good point.
That it's easier to discuss this film than it is to discuss The Incredibles.
Yeah, I'm just
because
thinking,
otherwise it'll just be unadulterated praise for
it would
20 minutes.
True, it would be, but
and we've been on a hot streak of praising movies that have been coming out in the theater.
That is true. We have watched some good stuff. It's always good to bring yourself back down, to cleanse that palate with something mediocre.
Did you feel as if Jessica Alba's appearance in the first movie differed from her appearance in the second movie in terms of her wig?
A little bit. It's the blue eye contacts that distract me. Yeah. Because they look weird.
Yeah, they tried to whitewash our favorite Latina.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why would they do that?
It's weird.
Yeah.
You could have just let her be Jessica Alba.
Yeah.
I have no strong attachment to the Invisible Woman character. You don't need to make her blonde hair, blue eyes. Just let her be Jessica Alba. Most of these movies are just them fawning over how pretty she is. So just let her look how she usually looks. Another fun fact I saw was during the filming of the second movie, Jessica Alba was trying to act and cry on screen, and the director kept coming in. He's like, no, Jessica, you have to be prettier. You have to be prettier when you cry. Don't try to cry. We'll fix that later. Just look sad, but look pretty. It's reading that was just like, ugh.
It was a different time.
2007.
Yeah, different time.
Different time, and things have only gotten better since.
Yeah, only gotten better. Not only in the films, but also in the real world as well. So yeah, Fantastic Four, 2005, 2007. I mean, looking back on it,
yeah,
they're not good movies.
No, they're not the best.
They're not good movies. But if I was a kid during that time period, which I was, if I was a kid back in that day, these would be the.
You were a kid back in that day. Why are you saying if I was a kid?
If I was a kid.
As if you've been 26 all these years.
Yeah, I'm just at the same age. At the same, they get older, I stay the same age.
That's what I love about these Fantastic Four movies.
You get older, I stay the same age. But yeah, I mean, if you were a kid in that time period, during that time period, I'm sure you would also really enjoy it. But now that we're able to look back on it, we realize that these were really big piles of doo-doo.
A little bit.
But again, I like the cast. I thought Ioan Gruffudd.
Ioan Gruffudd?
Ioan Gruffudd?
Not Ewan McGregor.
Ioan Gruffudd. I thought he was good. I liked his performance. I liked Chris Evans. Obviously, it's good that he redeemed himself with Cap. But yeah, I mean, I thought the cast was fine. I thought, their chemistry was really good in the first one. It kind of tapered off in the second one.
A little bit.
But yeah, I just think that the constant need for these monstrous villains to be introduced within an hour of the runtime.
Hour 30-minute runtime.
Yeah, and to just justify a battle sequence for the sake of having a battle sequence, I think all of that kind of ruined the film for me.
The second film? Or both?
I mean, it's
because they're the same movie.
They're the same movie.
Yeah.
But I think I was a little bit more palatable in the first one because it was just one villain.
Yeah.
With the second one, it's like you got to deal with Silver Surfer, you got to deal with Galactus, you got to deal with Dr. Von Doom, you got to deal with the marriage between Reed and Sue Storm.
You got to deal with the government coming in and saying, "We're taking over the Fantastic Four. You guys work for us now."
Yeah.
Burr, 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 burr.
It's like there's so many moving parts to this puzzle, and it's just like at the end of the day, like it's supposed to be like this campy, cheesy, corny flick for kids.
It should be them going on cheesy little fun adventures.
Yeah,
that's what I read somewhere. Someone described the Fantastic Four as basically like they're like Star Trek. They're just this small team of scientists that go on adventures, and they just happen to have superpowers, and that would be It sounds like a fun concept. It sounds like fun, but it doesn't seem like any of the movies want to tap into that. They all just want to be, oh no, the world's ending, Fantastic Four.
It feels as if they tried to overcomplicate things.
Yeah.
And in a lot of ways, at the end of the day, it's like a person with stretching hands, a guy who flames up, a guy with rocks on his face. And a person who turns invisible. Yeah. There's not much you can work with that. You just make it as fun as that concept is. Yeah. And go for it. Just go for like a fun movie, a fun schlocky movie.
Embrace the cheese, so to speak. And I truly do hope that the new one embraces the cheese. I do like that they are all wearing like turtlenecks and sweaters. Though those are the outfits. It's very much like it's tactical, but it's also comfortable. It's we'll see. Only time will tell.
We will see. So, yeah, I mean, there's not much we can really add.
Not much to say because they're both fairly straightforward kind of experiences. Both just kind of like,
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they're but not without a few kind of little bright spots.
We just wanted to take this week off, basically.
Basically, yeah, no. There's nothing else out right now.
No, there's some good movies out there. The Accountant 2, starring Ben Affleck and John Bernthal.
Voy a tratar de hablar en español, pero si quiere hablar de algo complicado va a estar muy difícil porque hablo español como un niño de 5 años más o menos.
Yo creo que lo hablas muy bien.
Mejor que bailar. Mira.
¿Cómo era?
Sí. Va. Bang, bang. Ta.
I hear that it's pretty good. I watched The Shrouds on Sunday.
Yeah, you didn't say it was good.
I didn't enjoy it. There were 3 people, including me, and 1 person walked out. And I envied that guy because it was not good. I thought it was going to be a body horror movie, and it turned into an erotic thriller, which that sounds cool, but there's not much thrills within the thriller.
So it's porn.
It's not even that.
Damn. Damn, what a shame.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Do not watch The Shrouds. Do not watch The Shrouds.
All right, you have 2 seconds to give your review on The Shrouds. Go.
And there's also Death Upon or something. Wish Upon.
Death Upon? Wish Upon?
That
came out again? Are you trying to say Until Dawn?
Until Dawn. Yeah.
Another video game movie?
Oh, yeah, that movie.
I'm good. I don't need to.
Drop also came out
Oh yeah, that.
with Megan Fahey. Yeah, there's not much running right now.
Not much. But
All the movies that are out in theaters right now we discussed.
you should just go watch Sinners again.
Yeah, or watch Mickey 17 or
Mickey said it just hit digital. You could watch that.
Yeah, or watch Novocaine. That's still in the theaters.
It's probably not.
No.
Probably not. No, movies only last like 2 days in the theaters. If you don't make $1 billion your first day, then you are not profitable.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
So those are our thoughts on both movies.
Fantastic film.
Let us know how you also felt about it.
Yeah.
And that's it for us.
And that's it for us.
We'll see you next week.
Thunderbolts.
Oh yeah, this is just our way of preparing to discuss that movie.
The MCU is back, baby.
Yes.
Remember how good Captain America was?
Oh yeah. That's our second most viewed video. Soon to be our first most viewed video.
Why?
Because the YouTube audience does not value original films.
Yes, they don't. Oh well.
Bye.